let's write a small print statements. I want to print something. You must use print statements. What is the print statement in Java is system.out.println or system.out.print. These are the two statements you can use to print your statements. So I just want to print system. So I'll tell you this shortcut for you. So how can you get this very quickly, or otherwise you have to write one by one. So system is a class again in java.lang package. That's why S is capital letter. You have to write S capital letter. Out is a variable. Dot println. You have to write println. So println has so many formats. You can it will accept Boolean value. It will accept a character, array, double, float, integer, long, object, string. So many things. So I'll just take this println. Okay, so I'll write within double quotes. I'm writing. So within double quotes, if you enclose anything, that's a string format. So if you enclose any statement inside the double quotes, it's a string representation. So come to Java. So just one statement I have written. And this print statement we have written, right? That's a very long. You don't want to write everything system.out.println. So what is the shortcut? A shortcut is just type syso. Okay. Type syso. The shortcut for system.out.println. Then control spacebar, press at a time. One time you press, release it. Okay. And you will get automatically. So can you try that? syso. Just after that, control spacebar and press enter key. Control spacebar, automatically you will get. You don't need to write system.out.println. Got it? Control spacebar, you press at a time, one time, leave it. Control spacebar, at a time you press it. Then press enter key. If your one pop-up will come, press enter key, it will be selected. Are you able to? Yeah. So, yeah, you got it? Yeah. That's a shortcut. You can always try. You don't need to write everything system.out.println. Okay. Yeah. See, I can add more, so 0, 1, something. I can add them, right? So next I want to add, say syso, but I want to write print method. So what this print method will do is, so what is the difference between ln and print method? Println and print method. So both are print methods only. It prints whatever you put inside this parenthesis. Okay, whatever you put inside this parenthesis, it will print. Now see, these two are strings. So this one and this one string. Why? You're enclosing the value within double quotes. That's why it is called string. But here I didn't enclose in double quotation. So this is the number, integer number. So this is the integer number. And for example, you want to enclose. So with a okay, so here, if you just enclose another true Boolean value, you can add a Boolean value also. So you can add a character also. You can add see, I'm adding all types of data: integer, Boolean, character, and double. So 4.5. Right? So that's a double, right? Double data. So you can add any type of data. So I'll take to this print method. Then what is the difference between ln and print? So print ln is it prints the value and then cursor will move to next line. So ln means new line. Okay, remember like that. So prints first, then cursor. So it should stay after a, right? But it won't stay there. It will move to next line. That's a ln means. But if you use print method, it just prints, a cursor stays in the same line. Is this clear, the difference between both of them? So if you want to bring the cursor from here to next line, now see, to, true, a, all this will print in the same line only. So without no space. 2 after true will print, true after a will print. So a after 4.52 will print without any spaces, all in the same line. I want to bring the cursor to next line. How to bring the cursor to next line? Just write again sys out print ln. So without any space, you can, without writing anything. So it will bring the cursor from 4.52 after cursor will be there. That will come to next line. Because you're not printing anything, just empty. So it will come out to next line. So that's the how to bring cursor to next line. And so if you want, you can write some more. Or you want to print some error message. So there is a ERR. So ERR. So I want to print some error message. Or this is an error. So you can highlight in red color to this message in the console. That's a ERR. So I'll explain this. What is system? What is dot? What is out? What is println? System is a built-in class in Java. You can see that where you can find in our blog, you can find here. So I have given very clear explanation. What is system? So system is a built-in class in Java. And dot, here is that. System.out.println is a print statement in Java, and system is a built-in class in Java. It is available in java.lang package, where this class is created under java.lang package. So this is also one class. So this class is having so many static methods and static final variables. And let's go and discuss what is dot is doing here. So dot is an operator which is used to access the field or method of any class. Not only for system, the dot anywhere, what it does is it will access particular class, a variable or a member of that class. So now system is having few variables. So what are the variables it has? System is having out variable, ERR variable, and in variable. These are the 3 variables system is going to have. So these are built in already, they created. See, out is a static final variable in system class, and data type is a print stream class. And system.out, see, dot is calling system class out variable. So that means it is accessing with a dot operator. So system.out means it outputs any value. System.in basically it takes the data from keyboard. You want to give an input to your program, you have to take system.in. System.err, basically you want to throw an error, and in the console you will take system.err. That's what we have taken here, system.err. So it will throw in red mark in the console so that you can find out This is the error. That's a error. And there are other methods. Even I called one method, exit method. It will exit the entire program. So there are so many methods in the system class. So if you just put system dot, so you will see a lot of methods you can find out. See exit method, console method, current time millis. So then GC method, get env, setter methods also there. So there are setter methods also. You can set the environment variables, set properties there, string key, string value. You can set the property. So you want to get your environment variables, you can get environment variables. So a lot of methods are there. We can explore all of them. Some of them very important, get property and get env. So you can get them, right? So you get env here, get env with you can give your own which environment variable value you want. So you will get that, right? So this returns a string type data. The return type also there. The methods with void, without void also there. That's this method is a return type method. Okay. But we will discuss all of them. See, for example, I'll give this get env. So this I want Java home path. Okay. Java underscore home path. So you can print this. Okay. I want to print this value. So this again, I'm doing a concatenation. So a string, so it will be helpful for you know concatenation. See this? This is a one string. Again, a plus operator is used for concatenating the strings. And this value I'm concatenating. So what is the value will give you? This method will give you some output. That is a string. I'm concatenating a string plus string. So you will get the output a string only. So that's a system.getEnv. I'm asking get the environment variable value of Java home. So it will give you the Java home value. So in the environment variables, we set that value, right? That value it will fetch. That's a system.getEnv. So for example, you want to get your current project directory. So this project location, you want to get it. So you can give sysout. I'm going to print it. Current working directory path. So your current working directory path you want to know, just give system.get property. There is a get property, user.dir. So just give user.dir. That means it will give current working directory path. See, this is also again string plus another string. I'm concatenating two strings. So that's how you can get the current working directory path. So even you don't need to hard code, right? You can find out with this formula, system.get property user.dir. If you give, it will give you the location where this project is there. So let's execute this and you can see run as Java application. Can you see this? Welcome to Java, first line. Second line 0, 1. So because the ln, right? That's why it went to next line. And then observe from third line. Okay. 2 printed, 2 after true printed, then A, then 4.52. Then 4.52 after I brought the cursor to next line with the ln method. And then this is an error is again print ln. So it printed in the error. See, it's a red color because we are using E error, right? That's why. And then cursor went to next line because ln, right? Error after cursor went to next line. And Java home path is C program file Java JDK. So it got automatically. You don't need to write. So just give the environment variable name and it will fetch that value. What is the value?
Wait, how did you run it? Run?
Okay, right click on that. Run as Java application. Okay. So where you have written the program, right? The right hand side, just right click there. Run as Java application. Got it?
Yeah. Also, but when we put quotation marks, isn't it like a literal though? How is it giving the program file location?
So which one?
Yeah, you get system.get property.
Yeah, system.get property. User.dir will tell in the current working directory which project you are working. So that path will be given. So C Eclipse workspace Java. You have to give in double quotes. Okay, this accepts a string type of argument for this function. For this function, all these functions are accepting string type argument. Okay, so that's a functions, the parameter data type. So the parameter data type it accepts is string value. That's why we are giving quotations.
Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah.
So this is the so anywhere you can use, you don't need to hard code, right? You don't need to write this entire path, right? Every time the project name will change and you want current working directory path, just give this system.get property user.dir. This is the fixed. Okay, so these are the some of the important. See, all these are system class methods, system class variables, and how you can use. Okay, so that's what I covered. System.out.println and system.out.print method. Okay, and you can practice some of the print methods and println methods here. So go to this blog and write some print methods and println methods and see how it is executing. Okay, just practice them so that you will have some idea. Okay, so then.
Sorry. When I ran my code, it says the Java home path line, it gave null.
Over, can you share your screen?
Yeah.
1 minute, let me give a share out. Yeah, I have given the access. You can share. Okay, yeah, so that's it, right? You have your okay, Java home path null. System.get properties Java underscore home. You should not get null. Okay.
Oh, is it
No,
system?
so you should not use, sorry, you should not use get property. You have to use get env, get environment variable. Okay, so property method name is get env, E capital. And always you select from the, okay, can you remove that? Okay, can you remove that entire thing? I'll tell you the trick. I'll tell you the trick. Get env, you remove that. Get env, remove that. Remove that. Okay, so dot also you remove. Yeah, again, place the dot. See, you will get automatically. You can select from here. That's the trick, okay? Just select that. Yeah, that's the one. Can you select that? Yeah, that's it. Run as Java application.
Okay.
So now you got it, right? So the function, right function we need to take, you'll get. So you can run multiple ways. So you don't need to just right click here. See, you know, left hand side under package, there is a class, right? Class file name. You right click on the file. Yeah, my first right click. So run as Java application. So this is the another way. Or you can menu bar you can use. Run as or run as you can use Java application. So these are the multiple ways you can use. Anyone is fine. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So that's all about so basic introduction of the program, how to create. So create your own class and practice, write different print statements and println statements and play around that, how it is executing. Just understand that. Mainly if you are clear with the println and very easy to remember, ln means it will go to new line. See, ln new line. It prints, then goes to next line. But print, it just prints and cursor will stay there only.
Okay.
That's the difference between println and print. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next access modifiers. Now let's understand all these keywords. What are all these keywords? Public and class, I told you, is a class, else it's a Java class, right? And let's understand what is the static, void, all these keywords. Let's understand one. We learn about system.out.println. So if you want again, please go through once again this. What is a system? What is a dot? What is out? What is in? So you just create a one selfie video after, you know, today's class onwards is important. So your exercise is explain system.out.println each word. What is system? What is dot is doing? What is out? What is println? What the difference between println and print? Do this exercise. Just one selfie video. Just you can post me. Okay, just 1 minute, right? It doesn't take much time for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that exercise, so you just do that so that it will be on top of each keyword. Okay. So let's move on now. Modifiers. So what is modifiers? So modifiers are reserved keywords, and when you apply them, the meaning will change further. Okay, the meaning will change for the class or for variable, for methods or constructors. So these are the places you will use these modifiers. And when you so use this non-access modifiers and access modifiers, two different. So one will give permission, one will just they will just doesn't control the permissions. So that is non-access modifiers are just provides another functionality, but it won't control the functional permissions. So access levels it won't provide. So what are those non-access modifier keywords? Final, static, abstract, volatile, transient. These are the non-access modifier keywords. We'll come to know this final, static, abstract. We'll discuss one by one. And the main important is access modifiers. What are access modifiers? Access modifiers are going to provide the accessibility of a classes, interfaces, variables, methods, constructors, and data members. So where you can use, where you cannot use, that permission is set by these access modifiers. So basically accessibility scope. So where you can use, where you cannot use, that will be set by access modifiers for the classes, interfaces, variables, methods, constructors, data members, and methods, right? So this is the where you need to use, where you should not use. That all depends on these access modifiers. So access modifiers are 4 types: default, private, protected, public. These are the 4 access modifiers. And let's discuss first public. Public is accessible everywhere. If you declare public, that class is accessible in your entire project, even other projects also. So everywhere it is visible and it is accessible. That's the meaning of public. Then where you can use this public, which entities you can use? For the class, method, variable, and constructor. These 4 places you can apply this public keyword. So when you want to declare methods, variables, classes, and constructors are declared as a public. So this is very important, where you can use this public keyword. So you can use for the methods, variables, classes, and constructors. See, this class is public class. And this main method is a public method. So a public means it can be accessible everywhere in the entire project. So not only this package, even other packages also you can access. That's the public means. So there is no restriction on the public. So I declared my class as a public, so I can access everywhere. I declared my method as a public, so I can access this method everywhere. That's the meaning of public. So if you see here, the simple example in your Facebook status, if you give 4 options, you have, right, public, friends, only me, and this one, right? So if you make the status visible for public, anyone can see this status on the internet. That's the best example, a public means. Public means anybody can see that. Anyone on or off Facebook also can see this status. Okay, so that's the public means. And you can create, see, public class, animal, and you can create a variable also public, leg count, and the function I declared as a public. So class is a public, variable is a public, and the function is a public. And see, another class you can access that easily. So just creating object, and you can call that object reference dot leg count you can assign to 4, and object reference dot display method, you're calling this method here. Under main method, you're calling and executing that. Another class, you're calling that. This class, animal class, you're calling in another class. So how is it possible? Because you made public. Even another package also you can access, or another project also you can access. That's the public means everywhere you can access. That's the meaning of public. Okay. Any questions on that public? Tanvi, are you clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on. The second access modifier is a default access modifier. So default means if you don't use any access modifier for classes, methods, variables, and constructors, then by default that is called default access modifier, right? If you don't use any access modifier. So how to create a default? Just go here, right click on the package, new class. I'm creating a default class. Just check this checkbox, package checkbox. Okay, so default.
On the simple programs package?
Yeah, under the same package I'm creating.
Okay.
default demo. Just create a default demo. Check this package radio button. Modifiers line. Check this package radio button and give default demo. Okay. And click on this. See, now there is no access modifier. You can observe this one, first one. See, class before you have a public keyword, right? But here, see, class before nothing is there. That is called default access modifier.
So do I remove the public?
And I think you miss it to select there. So right, if you go to new class, you have to check this radio button.
Package.
Public, right? That's how you can create. Otherwise, if you remove now, that's fine, and save it. Okay. Just save it. Remove and save it. Okay. Class before public, you remove, save it. That will become a default class. So what is meant by this default? So I'm just creating one simple default access modifier print statement. But what is mean by this? Where you can access? See, a default is only friends can access. So that is a default access mode. That means not everyone on the Facebook or your friends, your friends on the Facebook can access your status. That's the default access modifier means. So if you make the status visible for friends, then your status will be only visible for your friends, not your friends or everyone present on the Facebook. That is called default access modifier. This is the way, real, so they are using that. So this is the default class, default method. So you can create a default method also. So in your class, you can create a default method also. Simple method you can create. So I can make it as a static also, so that I can call directly. So just I can call directly if I make the method as a static. So static method, I can call in another static method directly with a method name. Right? So you can execute now. So that's the, see, code is executed. This function is called, and this, right? This body will execute now. So anything you want to execute, you must write under main method only. That's the main method structure. So this default, where you can access this default in the same package, any class, but not outside the package. Okay. So now this is the default class, right? And this class and this function I can use only in this package only. Which package? Simple programs package only I can access, not outside the package. For example, if you want to use in variable types, it's not possible. Method programs, it's not possible. The scope for the default is within the package only. That's a default. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's move on to the private access modifier. So when variables, constructors, and methods are declared private, not class. Class cannot be declared as private. So they won't allow, class cannot be declared private. Only which one you can declare private? Variables, constructors, and methods only. These three only you can declare private. And where you can access this private? In the same class only. See, the scope is reduced completely. Other class also cannot access. Private members, private variable, private method, you cannot access even in another class also. Same class only you can access. So the example for this is only for me means No one can see this status except you. That's the private means. Private is completely restricting. You are not allowed to share your data, your code, anything with others. Then you have to make it as a private, so that nobody can see that function, that variable, that constructor. Nobody can access that. That's a private means. So what is private? Where you can apply private? On the variables, constructors, and methods only, but not on the class. So that's a private. Private is accessible in the same class only, not outside the class. Package, you forget it. You cannot access outside the package. Class itself, you are not able to access. Another class, same class only can access, not in another class. That's the private, completely restriction. Why you need to do that much restriction? If any sensitive data is there, you don't want to share that with others, then you will use private keyword. Okay, that's the main purpose of private. See that class can be anything. Class can be a public or a default, but your data, you can make it as a private, or your method, you can make it as a private. And then, so that will be accessible in the same class, but not in another class. See, if I try to access here, it will throw error here. So it will throw error. You cannot access that because this will throw error here. So it will throw error for you. This is not access, not possible, because private member you are calling in another class, not visible at all. This is wrong. Okay, that's the private means. Same class only can access, not in another class. Is it clear for you? Yeah, that's the private means. Next, last one, a protected. A protected access modifier also you can apply on the methods, constructors, and variables only. You can declare any of these things, but class cannot be declared as a protected. So that's why, if you observe this, when you're creating a class, see that private and protected is disabled. Can you observe this?
Yeah.
That's why class cannot be a private, class cannot be a protected. Class can be only either public or default. So then where you can access these protected members? In the same package, any class, and outside the package of subclasses. When you apply inheritance oops concept, then you can use protected members anywhere in another package also, or subclasses also. Subclasses means inheritance, inherited classes you can use. That's the protected means. Okay, so that's the no. If you apply, so visible for friends or friends of friends means, then your status will be visible only for your friends and your friends of friends also. So not everyone on the Facebook. So that's the example for protected. So you can make it a protected. Even another class, when you apply inheritance concept, then you can easily access that function. That's a protected function, right? You can access even other package classes also you can access when you apply inheritance concept. This is called inheritance. Child class extends parent class. Then obviously you can access here. So that's all the access modifiers. If you see here, private is accessible within the class, not in within package, not in outside the subclasses, outside the package. Default is accessible within the class, within the package, not in subclasses, not outside the package. And protected is accessible within the class, within the package, outside the subclasses, but not outside package. Public is accessible everywhere. So just follow this diagram so that it will be very useful for us. Okay, so that's all about access modifiers. Okay, then let's join back and we'll discuss about your your exercises, okay, on string handling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.